So I've been thinking about the other roofs with material costs going up, and I'm thinking it's going to go up much more. So that got me thinking about the cost of aluminum because I have several projects that I'm going to do. I have some aluminum yet, and I'm getting more. But is it something I want to do for? Because the roofs that are going to be coming up in the future, and we're not talking a month or two. This is, probably a few years out. Well, it should be a few years out. Should be several years out. One of it is the bungalow right there, the steeper part of the roof. Those are shingles. They're okay right now. How long will they last? I don't know, but it's something I'll keep an eye on. So it got me thinking, and I was looking around, and I came across this. Well, I came across some white steel, painted steel sheets. I guess it's the Galvalume, and they then paint it. And the standard is, today's residential, is 29 gauge. I didn't know that when I started researching it, but the more I looked into it, I realized that 29 gauge is residential standard in 2025. I do not know how long it's been the standard, because when I was doing roofs 40 years ago, it wasn't that thin. So the higher the number, the thinner it is. And the roof we worked on in Lewistown, the garage that we did last year, if you follow the channel, that was not as thin. That was a thicker gauge. So I asked somebody else about it, and they said that the standard they were pretty sure used to be 24 gauge. And when they said that, that made sense to me. That sounded like a number I remember. Now, so it turns out this person who had the 29 gauge white, which is what I had thought I wanted, when I called him, said, "Are you looking at the thinner stuff or the thicker stuff?" I said, "I was looking at the white." And he goes, "Oh, I do have the galvanized 18 gauge." Then I started really thinking. So 18 gauge, and you're not going to be able to tell from the video, but it's heavy duty. This is commercial material. Commercial buildings are using this. And we'll get into the markings on it, but so why would I want to go with such heavy material? One, I can stand on this all day long. In fact, I can walk on the ridge. Now in this case the ridge is protected, so I wouldn't walk on the ridge if I was on a roof, but you're walking on the little ridges all the time if you're on the roof. So one is, and moving it around, like I've been moving these things around because I'm putting them inside, and we'll talk about that too. I can do it one person. Yeah, they're heavy. I was told they're 70 pounds each. Seems like they're all of that. These are 12 footers. They'll cover 36 inches, but they're actually like 38 inches wide because you lose some when you overlap. And this side right here overlaps this side. So you have a little overlap there. So they're covering 36 inches wide by 12 feet, which is 36 square feet of coverage. Pretty much. I mean, you're going to have some overlap because you're the top of the roof and stuff like that. But so that's basically a bundle of shingles. One bundle of shingle coverage per sheet. So 3 sheets, and you've covered about a square. Square is 10 by 10, 100 square feet. Now, if you follow the channel, I do not love asphalt shingles anymore. I don't know if I ever did love them, but yeah, I don't love them now anyways. And my goal is to not have any on our property at some point in time. It's going to take quite a few years though. This is going to be one of the next ones right here. That one's in dire need of removal, all of them, and hopefully some slate with maybe some flat aluminum is what I'm going with on that, the carriage house. So on this, I have a few projects in mind. One, 3 different buildings. The wood shop would get this, their retreat would get this, and the bungalow would get this. And then I got a few other ideas depending on the slope. Now here's the other advantage of the commercial. The height of the ridges. I'm quite sure they're a little taller than the other. I'll have to do some measuring and confirm that, but I'm pretty sure they are. To me, they look bigger. They definitely look wider, but I'm pretty sure they're higher too. So can I go lower than a 3.5 slope? I don't know. Now in Lewistown, they ran a bead of that super good caulking. Oops, it would have been right under here. And that's why I had to roll it up. Probably, thank goodness they didn't use this heavy stuff, because I wouldn't have been able to roll it up, most likely. I'm quite sure that was the 24 gauge. That was done back when 24 was the standard. And that's in good shape. So, and yeah, am I opposed to 24 gauge? No, not at all. If he would have had 24 gauge at the price that I'm buying it for, I probably would have went with that, or maybe it would have been a little bit less actually. So let's go back to the marking. So what is this marking here? This is galvanized, so it was dipped in zinc. And then I suspect it sat in a pallet. Water got in there and it did something. Now it's not rust per se. It doesn't feel like rust. It I don't know. Is it going to go away? Is it the zinc coating pulled off? I don't know. One option would be to paint it, but some of the zinc, one thing I want to do though is, I'm pretty sure I remember years ago, and I just read this online too, that the galvanized can have some different colors, but once it's out in the elements, it'll kind of go uniform again. Will this go uniform? I don't know. Is it the end of the world if it doesn't? Not really. It might look kind of cool, but you always have the option of painting too. The advantage if I do paint is you would be going over all the fasteners too after they're already in place, so that's an advantage. Okay, so what am I doing now? I'm basically wiping them all down, or sweeping them all down, because they have water still trapped in there. And I'm getting them all cleaned, dried. I'm not washing them or anything. Some of this stuff is just, when you go over with the broom, it just flakes off. It's basically surface stuff. I don't know exactly what it is. I was told that during the production they do get a mist of oil on them. And that's why I never wanted to walk on roofs when they were brand new. Because what if you hit one of those oil spots? So did the oil that got trapped in there, which I think was a vegetable oil I was told, did it do something weird with some water trapped in there? I don't know. So what I'm doing is, let's go around this way, is I'm making a place to stand them up, because I don't have enough room to lay them down and they'll be in my way. So if I can stand them up and then put a latch to hold them in place, that'll be a better utilization of space for me. So that's what I'm doing. Cleaning them, getting them all dry, bring them in one at a time. And then at the end I'm going to make a latch so they're secure there. They can't fall over and stuff. Okay, that's what we're doing. And let's get back to it. Long video, but I'm excited. I'll be honest. I've kind of always had an eye on commercial grade roofing, but I just didn't feel it was ever in my price range. I think because of these markings or whatever happened to this, that's why we're getting them at this price, which I think is a very good price. Very, very good price. But yeah, for most people this would not pass. I know that. I know that. Okay, let's get cleaning them up, get them in storage where they're going to stay dry, clean, and ready for use when we're ready.